This is Dr. Bill Korter, and I have one question for this presentation. How do you find the right job? In the last presentation, we discussed how many people are not in the right job and how it is contributing negatively to their health, their life. And so what I would like to address is the flip side. If you do have a negative job, if you are stuck in that situation, how in the world do you find the right job? Several things. In the recent studies they've done, they really have found twin towers, two kind of pillars that are important if you have the right job. And what I want to do in this first presentation is to discuss the first pillar. And the first pillar is often called the 2 P's. And 1 P is for passion, and the second P is for purpose. You have to be able to find a job that is aligned with your passion and with your purpose. Now, what is your passion? I ask that of a lot of patients, and many can answer, but many draw a blank. And for those people who stumble with that question, I have 2 recommendations. One is that I ask you to go back to your ages of 7 to 14. I ask you to go back and look at that part of your life and your activities in that part of your life, because that's an early part of life where you were really exposed to a variety of different areas. You may have played sports. You may have started to play an instrument. You may have been doing a lot of extracurricular activities with different clubs, different activities. So the question to ask yourself in that age bracket, 7 to 14, did something really grab your area of interest? Was there something that you excelled at? Was there something that came easily to you? Or was there just something that gave you a lot of joy? If there is, the question I have is, can you take that prior area of passion, reawaken it and bring it forward, and then incorporate it into your work, into a new line of work? Now, for those who went through a rough adolescence or went through a period where they didn't have any passions at that part of their life, the question is, can you now find a new passion? And what I recommend is the following. Obviously, you can't quit your job right now. You can't stop work, but you still have the whole weekends free. And by having the weekend free, that's an avenue for looking for passion. So I recommend to people to experiment. For some people, passion, it's an abstract idea. It's actually trial and error. So I'd recommend that for the next 6 months, maybe the next year, you start experimenting on the weekends. Join a local club. Maybe it's a sports league. Maybe it's a club on drama. Maybe it's a club on film. Maybe it's a book club, a gardening club. It does not matter. It's just a question of trying different things and seeing if all of a sudden one of them gives you a little more vitality. One of them gives you a little more enthusiasm. One of them makes you feel like, yes, this is something I am passionate about. Because that's what I'm recommending, is that you reawaken, rediscover that passion. And then what you have to do is you have to do what most people don't do. Most jobs in this country, when they look at it, the person who is hired, they find the job because it becomes available when they become available. So I'm not recommending you take the first job, or the second job, or the third job. I'm recommending that you take a look at your passion and that you decide whether your passion fits that job. If you're interested in sports, the passion might be looking for a job in the sports field. If you're interested in music, you might be starting to look for jobs in the music field. You align them so you're going in the right direction. The second P is purpose. And purpose is a verb, not a noun. And so you need to take that passion and put it into action. And the way you do that is by sharing it. And one of the best avenues of sharing it is through work. But you need to find a work that allows you to have the passion and to share that passion, to have a purpose and fulfill that purpose. I'm a fundamental believer in the following principle. I think each of us is born with a gift. And I think we have 3 central responsibilities. One is to find that gift. Two is to nurture and develop that gift. And three is to share that gift. And the only way you can accomplish the latter part, sharing that gift, is by finding the right job. And the right job is a job that's going to give you the room and the freedom and an avenue to share that gift. So instead of looking at a job and looking at the income it's going to give you, instead of looking at a job and seeing it as an avenue towards a higher step or higher promotion, look at the job and simply ask, is it aligned with my passion? And can I pursue my passion? That's so much more important than the income and the other factors. Why? It will give you more vitality. It will give you better health. It will better physical health, emotional health. And back to the longevity study that I mentioned in the previous video, it will give you a longer and better life. So together, let's develop passion, purpose, and let's find you that better job. And in the next video, or next presentation, I am going to address that issue of expanding it towards a better life. Thank you for listening. If you are touched by this material, or if it resonates with you at all, feel free to subscribe. If you do subscribe, it's free. You'll just get notifications of these future presentations that I've already mentioned. And the hope is they'll make your life a little better. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time and your interest. Thanks.